Hey everyone, welcome back to my pregnancy vlog. I'm sorry that we missed last week completely. Everyone else in the house was sick, like the whole week. And by everyone else, that's my husband and my daughter. So I luckily didn't get sick, but everyone else was. It was ended up going to be like almost a week late before it was up, and I figured might as well wait and just do update for everything today. And so last week was the halfway point. It's 20 weeks, so which is pretty cool and strange at the same time. So last week, just really quick for as far as baby, last week the baby was the size of a mango, about 10 inches from head to toe, which sounds like a big difference from like the previous week, because up until week 20, most information measures head to butt because they're all curled up. But now I guess the baby stretches out enough that they can measure them head to foot. So 10 inches from head to toe, and they start getting their like little teeth buds and growing their lips and eyebrows and eyelashes and all the features on the face. So they start looking more and more human every week. This week, the baby is the size of a banana, or I guess this is referring to an adult size, but a baseball cap, which seems rather large to me. But maybe that's again head to toe. So if the baby's curled up a little bit, maybe and probably not that wide. But yeah, baseball cap. About half an inch longer, and they're 3/4 of a pound, which is just, it's not a lot compared to their end weight, but I don't know, 3/4 of a pound already. And apparently the little baby's skin is getting all wrinkly so that they can fill out with baby fat, and they start being able to taste. So they practice their breathing by drinking amniotic fluid. So because they do that and because they can taste, they can start to get tastes of what we eat. So if you're pregnant and you haven't been eating great, week 20 is a good time to start eating lots of food, because if you want your kid to be a good eater, then it's good to start that now, because they start to taste everything that you eat. And if you eat like the same thing every day, then they're going to get used to the same tastes. So it's not a guaranteed, but it's a good thing to think about. And apparently over the last 2 weeks, the baby is also preparing for the first time he or she poops outside of the womb. For me, the last 2 weeks have been pretty much the same as far as symptoms. I've had a little bit more of like the round ligament pain, especially, and this is so annoying, a few times when I sneeze, and I don't know what makes a difference. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all, and sometimes this does. But a few times when I'll sneeze, right down at the bottom of my stomach, like those muscles, it's almost like someone like this, like yanked them, like someone yanks a rubber band really fast and then lets it go, and it hurts. And I don't know what causes it to happen sometimes and not others, but that's really annoying. And of course, by this week, week 21, most women have started to feel movement. I've been feeling the little flutters for several weeks now, but little baby movement still going on. And I still have like cramps at night, which is probably because it's the longest stretch where I'm like not doing any, I'm not getting up and moving around. And it's more so when I stretch, and you stretch everything out, and my calves will kind of cramp a little bit, and I have to flex my feet to stretch them out. But other than that, nighttime's actually been pretty good. I've kind of been afraid to say out loud the things that I haven't been dealing with, because then I don't know, it's one of those things where I think if I say, oh, I haven't had this problem, it's going to be like, boom, it happens. but I haven't had the same problems I had last time. Not any of the hip pain or really much of the pins and needles. And I get it a little bit again. I think I mentioned this when I lay on my left side, which is ironic because that's the side you're supposed to lay on if you can. But laying on my left side sometimes produces more of the numbness than laying on the other side. Laying on the other side, I used to try to have a pillow, put it in between my legs, but it didn't really do anything. Like, there's no difference between sleeping with and sleeping without the pillow. So far, it's been pretty good at night. I've had to pee like every hour, which is also annoying. I mean, I'm trying to drink a lot more water, but that's also, I know frequent urination is also a very common pregnancy symptom, and I've definitely got it. And they say that your nails and hair start to grow faster. I don't know about my hair, honestly, but my nails definitely kind of, I don't know, they seem like they kind of come in fast. I mean, I'm kind of a nail chewer, biter person, so they don't like all get beautiful manicure long, but the ones that I don't mess with as often, they're kind of getting longer, a little faster. I don't know, maybe. But definitely the most obvious symptom is the appetite increase, which they say, especially at this point, weeks 20, 21, your appetite just kind of skyrockets, which is even harder to manage because you're also supposed to keep your weight gain nice and steady. You don't want to jump up the scale, and which is hard because weighing yourself day to day, it can be discouraging for one day. It's like it's for whatever reasons, you've jumped up, and the next day it's like you play this fluctuation game, which is just kind of annoying. So, but I've been trying to restrict my hours of eating to not eating past 8:00, and and then having a nice break before I eat again. So not snacking late at night, and I don't eat first thing when I get up. I eat 2 hours after I get up. So, and I've been continuing my walks in the morning. Well, I should say hour, because I bring my little one with me. I put her in the stroller and we walk around the neighborhood, and I think she likes it. And it feels good to get out and move around. I still do another workout later, because walking is really mostly just cardio, and I want to get something strength-wise in. So I found a great channel on YouTube for, I'd say for pregnant moms who are more athletically inclined, whether they were a dancer or a fitness instructor or something, or even if you're not pregnant, they're great workouts. It's called Body Bar, and they're a studio that does bar and Pilates based classes. So it's a very different type of workout. There's only a few videos I've noticed where they're actually on the ground. So for pregnancy, where you're not supposed to do certain things with your body, especially at this point, it's a great way to still get strength training and some cardio burn in without having to modify an entire workout. So those are great. And just trying to rein in the appetite as much as possible, or at least 90% of the time choose something that's healthy, which is hard. But I haven't had a whole lot going on in the doctor's appointment area. I mean, I've done the weekly shots, which, not this last one so much, but the week before, was really, really stung all of a sudden. And on the spot, the part of my arm got kind of like swollen and, irritated, which I read is a very common side effect. Happens to almost all the women who get it. But so it didn't worry me because I know it's common. And I've had it happen before with shots in my arms. But it's so itchy. It's so itchy. It's starting to go away. It's almost gone. And the other arm, it hasn't really done the same thing since my shot several days ago. So other than that, I mentioned the last video that I did have another ultrasound to measure my cervix and found out the gender. More on that in a few seconds. And last week, so during my when I hit 20 weeks, we had another of our centering group sessions, which was a lot of fun. We had our first potluck. It was, the first time that we made it at the potluck dinner, and because it's right at dinner time, and so most groups do kind of like a meal, kind of like meal train where everyone signs up to bring something. And last week, we did a baked potato bar, which are delicious. I went to one once where they had all sorts of creative toppings, meats and vegetables and, things. So I brought some, I guess, a little bit more creative stuff. Because most people just think baked potato, sour cream, chives, bacon, cheese, butter, that's it. But I brought some other things. Although apparently the lady that was supposed to bring the potatoes couldn't make it at first because of a work problem, but the midwife didn't see your message in time, so she didn't know until everyone started arriving. So it seemed like there was going to be no potatoes, but apparently one of the other moms-to-be, happened to have potatoes in her car. Cool. So we had potatoes, luckily, for our potato bar. So I guess potatoes are now an emergency kit item. But anyway, so that night was a lot of fun. Again, I have to wait another 3 weeks for the next one. But then they start coming every 2 weeks, so we'll do them more often. But to end the video, I don't know if any of you had a thought in mind for what the gender of our little baby is, but our family knows. So families, and you might watching this video, or at least immediate families, parents, siblings, they all know already. But I happen to be wearing the color that fits the gender, the traditional color. So, and if your screen isn't showing colors really well, obviously it's not. This isn't pink. It's not pink. It could be maybe considered purple depending on your opinion. But I'm going to call it blue. So yes, we're having a little boy. So there's your reveal for anyone who wasn't family informed already. We're not going to do a big fancy gender reveal just because it takes time and planning, and there's just so much going on. It's not a huge deal to us. So, but yeah, our little girl's going to get a little brother sometime in December. So that's exciting. But again, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this slightly longer update since we missed last week. But I look forward to sharing the next, hopefully 9 weeks. 8 or 9. 19. I can't do math. 18 or 19 weeks to 40 with all of you. And I will keep you updated as consistently as I can. And stay tuned for more videos. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You can thumbs up the video. It'd be awesome. And I will see you guys all next week. Bye.